Hi, friends and family, loved ones and fools, magicians and gardeners, lovers, all fools. How you doing? Hey, so I'm just talking about forgiveness, compassion, trust, mercy, grace, faith, receptivity, and alchemy, and doing my thing. And yeah, my process of healing and revealing and becoming all I am, all my love for me. And I wanted to share something that I found today and share it with you. I opened my Healing Mantras book by Thomas Ashley-Farrand. I opened that to Healing with Rama Mantras. Today, before I pressed record on my previous video that I just finished, I wanted to share this because it was a good story and yeah, it wanted to be included. So, Healing with Rama Mantras. Let's put the right lenses on the right way. So, in the Old and New Testaments of the Bible, we find magnificent spiritual figures with great gifts that may be offered to deserving ones. We also find spiritual authority in the form of speaking a thing and making it so. Jesus said, "Heaven and earth may pass away, but my word shall not pass away." Another spiritual figure who lived thousands of years ago and who also possessed and spoke with divine authority was the avatar Rama of India. The healing potencies of some Rama mantras are among the most powerful I have ever encountered. The following story about Rama tells us much with regard to healing ourselves. The spiritual power of Rama. Rama was heir to the royal throne in the kingdom where he grew up, but through a series of incidents arising from court intrigue, he was forced to spend 12 years in exile in the forest. His exile was part of a divine design. In those years, he was able to bless many people who might not otherwise have met him. While traveling with Lakshmana, his brother, he came upon a slab of rock and purposefully trod upon it. The rock immediately assumed the form of a woman who bowed down before him. The woman thanked him and blessed him, and he blessed her and moved on. 100 years earlier, she had been cursed by a sage in a moment of anger. So powerful were his words that she remained in a rock-like state until Rama, with his divine authority, arrived. The news of Rama's deeds spread quickly, as such matters do. 2 days later, Rama arrived at a broad river that could be crossed only by ferry. The local ferry was a small rowboat operated by a man named Guha. In those days, it was considered a great blessing to touch the feet of a holy person. The reason for this is that there are very large chakras in the feet. In most of us, these chakras remain closed because the current that would flow from them is too strong for us until we have evolved to a certain spiritual level. In the New Testament, we find Jesus washing the feet of the disciples. Even when they object, Jesus tells them that he must do this for them. "What I do now you do not understand, but you will later when I send the Holy Spirit." Jesus is providing one of the last steps of spiritual initiation for his disciples. He is opening the chakras in their feet. After baptism with the Holy Spirit, their feet chakras blaze with a powerful spiritual energy. At that point, great spiritual energy pours forth from the activated chakras in the feet. The tradition of honoring the feet of the spiritually advanced has continued in the Far East for thousands of years. Even today, traditional Hindus and Buddhists will bow down to touch the feet of the ones they revere, in some cases receiving a jolt of an electrical type of energy. Now Guha had heard of the great event in which Rama's treading upon the rock had caused a woman to materialize. He had been filled with joy, but also troubled because he knew Rama's path would take him across the river, for which Guha himself was the only boatman. Guha waited in seeming quiet as Rama approached his boat. Inside, Guha's thoughts were racing. What might happen to this boat if Rama came aboard? Might the boat turn into a woman, or some object rather than a boat? As he considered several possibilities, he arrived at the best solution he could come up with. Rama and Lakshmana greeted Guha pleasantly and asked to be taken across to the other side. Guha replied, "O Rama, I have heard that the dust from your feet turned a rock into a woman. I have no other means of subsistence for my family than this small boat. If you would ride with me, please allow me to wash your feet so that the dust will not turn my boat into someone else." Rama was very pleased to hear the artful yet devoted words of Guha. He consented to have his feet washed by Guha, who became bathed in the tremendous spiritual energy springing from them endlessly, peacefully, and powerfully. With tears of devotion streaming down his cheeks, Guha applied water and gentle soap to the glowing feet. When he had finished, Rama and Lakshmana entered into the boat, and Guha ferried them to the opposite shore. Then Rama asked Guha what his charges were, and Guha replied, "By your grace I have taken you across a river. You kindly take me across the ocean of this samsara. Samsara is the ocean of rebirth, and Guha wanted to be liberated from the necessity of being reborn again and again until he achieved liberation from the continuing cycle of rebirth. Rama, very much pleased at the words of Guha, replied, "Your devotion is such as I have rarely seen. It shall be as you request. Henceforth you will be reborn only by your own choice. Also, because of your devotion, ask a favor and I will grant it." Guha thought for a moment and said, "It is my desire that the very name of Rama be superior to all other mantras in the removal of the sins one may have accumulated." Rama smiled and replied, "So be it," and departed from the river. From this story has developed a stockpile of Rama mantras that work very powerfully in digging up and neutralizing negative karma. A simple and powerful healing Rama mantra. Om Ram Ramaya Namaha. Om Ram Ramaya Namaha. Om Ram Ramaya Namaha. Om Ram Ramaya Namaha. Ram has a twofold meaning and application in Sanskrit. First, it is the seed sound for the Manipura or solar plexus chakra. Tremendous healing energy lies dormant at that chakra. Mantra can help you get at the energy. This mantra begins to awaken and activate the entire chakra. It specifically prepares the chakra to be able to handle the inflow of Kundalini energy that gives the chakra its power. The second application involves dividing Rama into the syllables of Ra and Ma. Ra is associated with the solar current that runs down the right side of our bodies. Ma is associated with the lunar current that runs down the left side of our bodies. Although these two currents crisscross and meet at the chakras, they are generally associated with the right and left sides of the body. By repeating Rama, Rama, Rama over and over again, you begin balancing the two currents and their activity so that they can work with the higher stages of energy that will eventually come up the spine. This simple mantra, Rama, qualifies as a healing mantra in its own right. The simple mantra Om Ram Ramaya Namaha begins to clear the two currents with a slight emphasis on the right or solar side, which is needed in this age of darkness. As discussed in Chapter 6, after the age of 29, the ending of the mantra should be changed to Swaha. As the Saturn return around the age of 29, the energy patterns in the body changes. Our general energy center rises from the second chakra to the third chakra. So, for those who are under the age of 29 years old, or 29 and younger, Om Ram Ramaya Namaha. Om Ram Ramaya Namaha. For those who are 29 or older, it would be Om Ram Ramaya Swaha. Om Ram Ramaya Swaha. Om Ram Ramaya Swaha. So, well, that was kind of cool. So, mantras. Yeah, for powerful healing mantras. And so I looked at the page before, this page, and it was Om Arkaya Namaha, Om Arkaya Namaha, Om and salutations to the Shining One who removes afflictions. Yeah, Om Arkaya Namaha, or Om Arkaya Swaha. And I really like that one. I've done that one as a discipline before, Om Arkaya Namaha, or Om Arkaya Swaha. And then the next one that I flipped open to actually, was one that I wanted to share. It was like last month during the window of a new moon, because I wanted to share about setting and planting seeds of intention, and also inviting that which we desire and what we want. And this mantra is for prosperity and abundance, and it's one of my favorites of all times. Like, just because of the way it feels. It's Om Shrim Maha Lakshmi Ai Swaha. Om Shrim Maha Lakshmi Ai Swaha. Om Shrim Maha Lakshmi Ai Swaha. Om, you may remember, is the seed sound for the sixth chakra, where masculine and feminine energies meet at the center of the brow. Because Om represents a conjunction of the will and sound, it is commonly used as a prefix to mantras of all kinds. Of the millions of mantras that have originated in the Far East over the past 5,000 years, more than 95% begin with Om. Shrim is the seed sound for the principle of abundance, which is personified by the goddess Lakshmi in the Hindu pantheon. She is often depicted sitting or standing on a lotus flower, beautiful beyond measure, with a stream of coins flowing from her hand. Behind the goddess, elephants are playing with their trunks upraised. Elephants are a traditional symbol of good fortune, and the raised trunks indicate a propensity to retain the good fortune rather than spilling it onto the ground. Maha means great. In this context, it denotes both the quantity and quality. When we speak of the quality of abundance here, we are referring to its harmony with Dharma or divine law. So, right livelihood, right living, Abundance of any other kind is more of a burden than a blessing. Imagine, for example, that someone presents you with a large amount of money. Now you have abundant financial resources, but if the money has been stolen, you could be implicated in the crime. The prefix Maha is intended to prevent this kind of difficulty. Lakshmi, again, is the principle of abundance. The goddess is such a powerful feminine force that continued use of her Sanskrit name generates great creative energy. But in the simplest terms, she is the personification of wealth. She holds aloft the torch of prosperity in all its forms and for all beings. Swaha, in this context, means I salute. It is also related to the manifestation of energy at the solar plexus chakra. Mantras exist in masculine, feminine, and neutral forms. Here, Swaha provides a feminine ending. This mantra can be used to attain abundance in almost any form. If you're able, commit yourself to a 40-day program. It's best to set aside 30 minutes or so each day to chant quietly by yourself. At other times, say the mantra as often as possible. When you face a problem related to abundance, remember that the general nature of the mantra will immediately help the chakras to begin processing new levels of energy. The Kundalini will start to send out energy related to the principle you are invoking with your mantra. You will be drawing in energy from your spiritual surroundings, but you must also focus your mental efforts to have a clear understanding of that which is desired. As the saying goes, be careful what you ask for, because you might just get it. So there's a little bit about Om Shrim Maha Lakshmi Ai Swaha, and a little bit about like the energy or that energetic language that doesn't have like any real like set way. It holds more energy than it holds like a description. And so, it's an interesting language, really. Like when there's not just one meaning, because it's more than one thing. But it's super interesting, and I super appreciate learning about, these things. And also in my own work and my own practices, like enjoying practicing some of these mantras and seeing what they do manifest and what they do help, bring into being. So Om Shri Maha Lakshmi Ai Swaha. There's something, that I want to include. This is from chapter 10 from Healing Mantras, Thomas and Ashley-Farrand, Mantras for Abundance and Prosperity. The use of healing mantras originated in agrarian societies, which that's very cool, agrarianism. Should look into that. Where abundance sometimes meant simply having something to eat. While most of us live in relative comfort on the material level, we do have spiritual needs that must be fulfilled. For a child growing up in a home ridden with conflict and abuse, peace and harmony represent genuine abundance. An elderly person isolated in a rapidly changing world finds abundance in the companionship of someone who shares the same memories. For the physically disabled, friendship based upon who you are rather than what you can do constitutes yet another form of abundance. Because the definition of abundance is such an individual matter, your intentions in using mantras for abundance are extremely important. Mantra will always cause the chakras to become energized, but how the energy manifests in your mind and body is determined by the powerful directives you form as conscious and subconscious intentions. The authors of the ancient texts understood this very well, and they instruct us to identify our desires clearly in order to achieve the desired result. I often suggest that my students write the result they desire on a piece of paper, fold it carefully, and place it in the location where they will most often say the mantra. You can still say the mantra elsewhere while driving to work, for example, or doing household chores, but I recommend at least one meditation each day in your chosen spot. During this time, focus your thoughts on your individual definition of abundance before you begin. Gradually, your particular aspiration will kick in automatically whenever you say the mantra, but it will only do so if you've created this relationship between stimulus and response. So gradually, your particular aspiration will kick in automatically whenever you say the mantra, but it will only do so if you've created this relationship between stimulus and response. So it's extremely important to establish exactly what abundance means to you from the very beginning of the mantra discipline. Mantras in certain categories, such as health and healing, seem surprisingly general in translation. This is also true of mantras for abundance, such as those below. Once again, if you're able, it's best to use these in a discipline of concentrated meditation for 10 to 20 minutes each day for a period of 40 days. And so, yeah, I've practiced those things. Some of those, and that was a very, great challenge for me because I had a hard time, a challenging time, following through. I'd be great in the beginning, but then as time went on, the motivation just would wane, and I'd abandon tasks or projects. And starting these disciplines, and really following through with them in 2016, really helped me to stay on task and to follow other things, to see other things through. And so I felt very accomplished and proud of myself for following through, because that was a big challenge that I had in showing up for myself. And not abandoning something and being a ghost and then going back into my old patterns and my old strategies. So Om Shri Maha Lakshmi Swaha. And getting clear on what we really do desire. What do we really desire? Because sometimes we don't even really know what we want, especially clearly. Sometimes we know more clearly what we don't want, but we sometimes give more of our energy to what we don't want in a lot of ways, and that's kind of funny and ironic. So let's get clear. Let's get clear about what we want. And so what does abundance mean to you? And abundance isn't just about money as well. And I've been looking at certain things too about what economy really means. And I was listening to a video with Vandana Shiva, and she was talking about how economy, there's this Greek root of the word, and I can't remember what it is. I did write it down. And it means the art of living. And we like to think of it as the art of making money, but that's something else. And that has another term for it that I also wrote down, and we'll see if I can find it. Oh. Yeah, that's right. Here. Yes, economy. So I think it's from the Greek origin, Oikos, which means our home, the art of living. Yeah. And Aristotle called chrematistics the art of money making. It's CHREMA tistics, TISTICS, chrematistics, the art of money making. So economy is really the art of living. It's economia, or economia, yeah, OECONOMIA, Nomia. So I think that's pretty awesome. Yeah, the art of living. We are our economy, and we are our environment, and we are our own resources. And that's something that I've been looking at too. Like, we're not honoring all of our resources. We haven't a clue about what our resources really are. And so let's ask to see what our resources really are and the gifts that we have available to us right now that we can draw from or call in and call on. So yeah, and Om Shri Mahalakshmi Swaha. And well, when I did my chants and my disciplines, like I would sometimes start out like with just like a slower chant, and but then like I really like to sing, and I like to find that rhythm, and I like to see how it works for me and through my own individual expression and creativity. And there's this tune that liked to come out like as I was chanting this, and I really enjoy it, and it feels really good. And I'll just sing you a little bit. I've shared it before, but it feels really good, and so I want to share it and offer it. Om Shri Mahalakshmi Swaha. 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 Yay, abundance. And I just love Lakshmi, and she is like that goddess of prosperity that holds the torch of abundance for all beings, all forms of abundance for all beings. So yeah, Lakshmi, Om Shri Mahalakshmi Swaha. And then the Maha, the great. And it reminds me of the great love and the great mother, Maha, yeah. The great heart that holds, receives, frees, and yeah, gives and shares everything, all she is for all beings. And that is like just the most beautiful, gorgeous thing to me. And that's really what abundance means to me. It's like all that love for all of me. Like I receive all of me. I allow all of me. I honor all of me and all of my needs, all of my well-being, and all that is a part of me. That's abundance and prosperity for me. Like, yeah, just knowing that and being full and free and being free to be, like, and freeing myself to receive that for me, yeah, and to be all that for me. So, yeah, how full and free to be. So it is like more about being, yeah, to be. And allowing ourselves that freedom to be full, to be all, to be one, yeah, to be all that we are and all we need. So yeah, making peace with ourselves, being at peace, being one at peace, being one at peace in ourselves. Peace, joy, love, beauty, fullness, harmony, all those things. And so yeah, abundance means so many things to me. Abundance is everything, really. And it is all about that love that we have and we share and we get to be, we get to give, honor, and receive. And that's, yeah, abundance to me. But yeah, there's so many different forms of abundance. Like, what forms of abundance can we receive? What are we willing and able to receive? Yeah, what are we open to receive? What can we open and soften towards and allow ourselves to receive? And so, yeah, it's food for thought and offering all this love for we. And so, yeah, the sun and the archetypal energies and symbolism of the sun right now, and the fires of creation, and the fires of the new light, new life, a new love. All the light that's coming in right now, like for our becoming and creating like what we want. And so what are our intentions? And where do we get to focus our attention? So our focus is our laser. And whatever we focus our energy and attention, we're igniting and we're inviting. So yeah, what do we want to invite and ignite and spark? Yeah. And invoke and create. So I just want to share a couple things about the sun, since the sun is making its ascent now until it reaches its peak at the summer solstice in a couple months. That's not too far off away. Yeah. So we get to enjoy this time of coming back into the light, like from dark to light. And so the sun, archetypal energies, correspondences, and symbolism. Higher consciousness, super consciousness, Christ Buddha consciousness, the Christic force, the word, logos, heart energy, the heart and the tree of life. And the tarot, it corresponds to key 8, strength, the sun, 19, Empress 3, Chariot 7, creative acts, Leo, like the sign of Leo, and regeneration, the regenerated soul, rebirth, vision, power to act, create, life, the regenerating soul and spirit, spirit of life and generosity. The sun is the ultimate source of fire and light. Like all sources of light, the sun shines brightly and spreads around the world. Even as it gives its light and power to each of us, it is never diminished by the sharing of that energy. The sun passes over us each day in the never-ending circle of light. Today we share that light with each other, passing it around the circle, forming a ring of light. May you be warmed and rejuvenated by the light of the sun. Yeah, may you feel its love and warmth today, now, and always. The sun radiates out, never dying, never fading. The light and warmth of today will stay with us, even as the days begin to grow shorter after the solstice. Yeah. So hail the spirit of the sun. Thank you for your warmth, blessings, and generosity. Thank you for sharing your light with me and all of creation. I bless, celebrate, praise, and thank your light, all your abundance, your abundant gifts of love. Yes, thank you to the sun. Thank you to the sunshine. Thank you to the light. Yes. So thank you to the sun. And also, thank you to the dark and to the moon. Yeah. To its opposite. And to experiencing, our dual nature. Yeah. Experiencing life. Like through this duality. Like to know and remember our unity. Yeah, that's a pretty cool experience. Living and seeing and envisioning like who we really are. And I think it's awesome. An awesome gift. So I think I'll just share a little bit about Leo, just because I flipped open my book, Mythic Astrology, and that's the page that it kind of opened to, and just kind of see what it has there. And the lion has been coming up, and also so for strength, key 8, strength came up in the last couple days several times. And also it corresponds to that kundalini and the serpent energy as well. So let's give this a try here. Leo. The lion has many faces in myth, traversing a spectrum from the most vengeful and savage to the kingliest and most noble. In Leo, the second of the fire signs, the creative power of fire is banked and concentrated, producing ferocious self-centeredness or the radiant and generous warmth of the sun, which is Leo's planetary ruler. In Egypt, the lion-headed goddess Sekhmet, known as the Eye of Ra, symbolized not only foresight but also the terrible anger of the sun god if his will was crossed. The rage of the thwarted Leo is reflected in this ancient goddess, for in the sign, the intuitive conviction of a unique destiny may produce not only great vision but also great pride and willfulness. Let me read that again. The rage of thwarted Leo is reflected in this ancient goddess, for in this sign the intuitive conviction of a unique destiny may produce not only great vision but also great pride and willfulness. The Nemean lion, which Hercules conquered, is also a symbol of leonine intensity, which, unchecked by human reason, can trample over everything and everyone in its path. Yet after the battle, Hercules wore the lion skin as his emblem, suggesting that Leo's powerful sense of personal destiny can be a source of immense strength and creativity. The great Anatolian earth goddess Sibyl, or Kybal, that's spelled with a K, was invariably portrayed with a pair of lions, reflecting the creative potency of nature herself. Although savage, the lion in myth is always noble, never mean like the jackal or treacherous like the snake. Even at its most primitive, this sign possesses a magnanimity which raises it above the pettier dimensions of human nature. The creative vision of Leo is nothing less than the conviction of one's inner divinity, demanding expression through a life which is stamped with uniquely individual style. The landscape of Leo is a glorious and dramatic stage set. No semi-detached houses lining dull suburban streets are to be found here, for only the noblest of palaces will suffice. The self-mythologizing tendencies of Leo are both childish and noble, contributing to intense self-centeredness as well as wholehearted devotion to any person or thing that is deeply loved. The individual in whom this sign is emphasized needs above all to believe that he or she can offer life some individual gift which reflects a special destiny. Leo's creative potential is not limited to artistic work, for one can be creative simply by living one's life with zest, style, and personal authenticity. Inner loyalties are deeply important to Leo, for it is these heartfelt values which provide the courage to express a sometimes lonely individual vision. Leo's need for an admiring audience may be a means of assuaging inner hurts, for when one lacks self-esteem, one may constantly seek attention and approval in order to experience a sense of being lovable. The individual in whom Leo is emphasized in the birth horoscope may strive to be noticed in a variety of ways which can seem demanding and imperious. Paradoxically, this most individualistic of signs often suffers from a deep lack of confidence, because any genuine affirmation of a special destiny implies separation from the security of the collective and may result in feelings of being isolated and unloved. On the everyday level, the fiery intensity of Leo may be expressed through deep devotion and commitment to loved ones and to a creative ideal. On the everyday level, the fiery intensity of Leo may be expressed through deep devotion and commitment to loved ones and to a creative ideal. Like the sun, this strongly leonine individual may unconsciously perceive others as planets orbiting around the shining center of his or her own life. Also, like the sun, Leo will give light and warmth unstintingly to these satellites, sparing nothing in order to make them happy. Yes, it may be difficult for the person in whom Leo is strongly emphasized to fully accept others as truly separate entities with their own values and dreams. For this reason, Leo may often experience feelings of deep betrayal and rage when a partner, sibling, friend, parent, or child asserts the right to an independent life. This is not simple possessiveness, but reflects Leo's tendency to interpret love in highly idealized ways. It springs not from a mean hurt, but from a longing to make life and other people conform to an inner image of what life could be. For Leo, life must imitate art, and if the imitation is faulty, then it must be improved upon, even if this means attempting to change others so that they conform to the glorious inner vision. Leo's difficulties in relationships spring not from insensitivity or lack of love, but from the dream of a grander, more beautiful world. If this dream is translated into creative effort rather than being imposed wholesale upon others, Leo's contribution to life can be enormous and lasting. Planets placed in Leo will express their energies and drives with dignity, drama, intensity, and some of the heightened emotionality of a theater performance. Banality and meanness are Leo's greatest enemies, and the individual whose birth chart reflects an emphasis in this sign needs a large stage on which to perform. However circumscribed life might be, time must be found for discovering and developing individual talents and interests. Denied such outlets, Leo may descend into depression and sometimes outrageously manipulative behavior because the attention of others is so desperately required. Leo's need for the dramatic may be expressed through big new ideas, creative projects, dress, or an exciting personal style. It may also be evident in a flair and originality which shine through even if work is repetitive and boring. Because the heart and soul of Leo are essentially childlike, those in whom the sign is prominent are often wonderful with children. They can encourage young potentials with generosity and enter into a child's fantasy world without condescension or criticism. If Leo's inner world is crushed by self-doubt, this wonderfully childlike spirit may become childish as well, and the incessant quest for the adoring audience begins. Then the wounded lion will seek from others the validation which, in fact, is only sustaining if found within oneself. Whether the audience is one's family, one's work colleagues, one's friends, or the whole world, it becomes vitally necessary to receive regular transfusions of love. But if this potent creative energy can be freed through the healing power of self-love, Leo has the magical gift of transforming a humble cottage into the palace of Kublai Khan and an ordinary human existence into a tale full of beauty, nobility, and joy. Dang, I really appreciated that, and it's so perfect right now because of what I just read or shared and read in my video that I just recorded before this. And so that was very awesome. And I'm super, super grateful, like, for that intuition that led me, like, to pick this up. Yeah, and it's just, that is such clarity on what I needed to hear today. And it just does fit for me, like, in so many ways. And wow, that's just crazy cool in so many ways. So I just want to include this last little part about Leo. There's a picture here of Leo, of a lion. The lion stands in ceremonial posture, announcing to the world that the domain he guards is noble and magical, and that due respect must be shown by those who wish to enter. The hot summer sun shines unceasingly on the towers of a fairy tale palace, whose golden domes mirror the golden dome of heaven, and in whose richly appointed chambers might be housed a poet, a king, a princess, or a divine child. The landscape of Leo reflects no vegetation, for this world is not subject to the earthly cycles of the seasons. It springs from the imagination and is built from the elusive driftings of romantic fantasy and the aspirations of the human heart. How perfect was that? Wow. That's so perfect. Wow, I'm so pleased with that, because it has been about self-confidence and also, like, looking at self-doubts, looking at those doubts and those fears of those not enough stories, and and that reputation, and that image as well, and then, like, the idealizations and the awakened heart, all those things, and the creativity and the stories of who we are, and life imitates art, all those things. So fun. So fun. So let's see. Yeah, I just flipped back open to this the same page that I shared about that letter that I wrote to my dad, and that's, like, how I started my my last video. That's just kind of funny. I just wanted to see what we'd get here, but that was, I guess that was, like, leading me to, like, letting them go, and letting them have their own independent lives and their own lessons and their own soul growth, even though I'm not, like, overbearing And like I've always made an effort not to be, since I had such an overbearing mother. And also the dream that I just shared in part 1, just before this one, like of my friend who was pushy and overbearing. But like I've been that way to myself, like in a lot of different ways. So I was slightly annoyed with her in the dream because I still feel that she's way too pushy, or she has people pleaser agendas and self-serving unconscious survival strategies are at play. Maybe just emotional neediness, or not enough as I am, yeah. And also like worried about how other people will see me, or rather than how does this feel for me. And so that's interesting that came up again. And talking about the Nemean lion just a couple days ago, like wrestling with our Nemean lions and cleaning out our Aegean stables and all those things. Yeah, it's kind of funny in all sorts of ways. So, new moon in Aries, what can we create? Love and attention, honoring the whole. Love, connection, and intimacy. Create, participate, and engage. Receptivity, receptive, open, connected, creativity. Rest, allowance, ease, relaxation, and peace. Love, wellness, joy, gratitude, recovery. Fun, play, discovering. Trust, innocence, and faith. What else wants to be shared right now that relates to what we get to create? Yeah. All right. So all of us share like just these things that have been coming up for me. This is a board that I did a couple years ago. I gathered all of these threads and these things that I liked and that felt right for me, and just put them all together. And there's about like 13 steps here actually. So I'll just share a few of them. 10 steps. 10 steps of manifesting dreams to birth them through our being. So step number 1, choose the love you desire, want, and need. Choose this love for your whole being. Pick your abundance and experience a quality, a specific form of energy. Clarity, inquiry, specific intentions, images, feelings, sensations, visualizations, questions, and deep reflections. Why do I want this? Is it my dream? And is it really for me? Number 2, relax, focus, harmonize, presence. Imagine, visualize, see it, feel it, sense it. Do you see symbols, colors, energy? Welcome. Call in, invite this love to be received. Infuse the image with love, gratitude, appreciation, joy, and praise. Align with it. Resonate with it. Bring the energy into your space. How does it feel? What does it create? Let the quality fill you and open you. Number 3, clear conflicts or competing beliefs. Identify, investigate, excavate beliefs about your ability to grow, change, and receive. Transform, surrender, let go of the old beliefs. Ask to see and receive all you need to see. To integrate true and supportive beliefs, is there a payoff of some kind to play and say, or to stay small? Number 4, self-love, permission. Affirm, encourage, and reinforce self-worth and legitimacy. Permission. Give yourself permission to receive. And if you need permission, and then you have a hard time receiving that, ask someone else to tell you that you have it, that you have your own permission, that you can receive your own permission, that you can claim your own permission. So claim your own permission. Visualize peace, freedom, ease, abundance, and prosperity. Remind yourself, I am a clear receiver. I am open to receive. I am open. I am willing. I am willing to receive. I am worthy. I am willing. I am open to receive. I am open to growth. I am open to change. I am willing, to change. I am willing to open. I am willing to learn. I am willing to grow. I am willing to receive. Compassion, trust, faith, and allowance. Number 5, elaborate dreaming. Specific detailed images of the energy you're bringing in and drawing to you. Dreaming, bringing them through. Feelings, senses. So pay attention to feelings, how they feel, and what you're sensing. Your creative imagination. Play with that imagination. Like, yeah, dream it up. Like, create a dream. Create a story. Who is with you? How does it feel to receive and create this dream? Allow, open, think, value, and appreciate. Create space for the dream to be received and let it unfold. Be willing to see. Ask to be shown. And open to see. Number 6. Claim all you need. Claim all you are and need for your well-being. You can claim all the love you need. Just be willing. Just be willing to set it free. Surrender the outcome. Focus on possibilities, gifts, blessings, lessons, and opportunities. Ask love to help you align your intentions and dreams with your highest purpose, passion, and potential, with the divine plan, with God's will. And that are in harmony or aligned through, those laws, those divine laws of creation. Create the space for that alignment and that connection. Okay, number 7. Me and we. Connect, share, harmonize, synchronize with ourselves and others. Collaborate, participate, cooperate with like-minded individuals and groups. Like-minded others. Individuals and groups, intentions, prayers, blessings, and visualizations coming together to share. Practice, relate, co-create, create a plan and a vision. Cooperation. Integrate new knowledge, share tools and wisdom, experience, feelings, truth. Share truth with others. Authenticity and vulnerability. Willingness and leadership. So magnetize. 7 or 8. Imagine the energy that you're bringing into form on a quantum level. See the radiance of this energy and infuse with love, tenderness, affection, devotion. See it expanding and condensing in particles of light. Draw in what you desire. Open, soften, let go to bring in, through, and forth, and know that it's already here. Number 9. Tell a story. Make up a story of what's been received and manifested, chosen, created, offered, shared, freed, and given. What's in the process of unfolding. Add as many details, embellishments as you can. Make it fun, creative play. You are in it, you are it, and it is in you. So you're alive in it, and you're alive, and it is alive in you. So put yourself in the story and put the story in yourself. Number 10, remember, surrender. Be willing to notice miracles, blessings, and synchronicities. Be aware. Become aware. Be open to love and possibilities. Call in the fields of energy, allies, friends, elements, teachers, guides, and companions. Call in resources. Call in qualities to help you embody and direct your precious energy. Intention, attention, mindful focus, love, and energy. Stretch that comfort zone. Notice blessings when they come and offer praise, love, thanks. Receive, share, and celebrate. Free to bring in more of that regenerative energy. And number 12, showing up for it. Choices and accountability. Agreements, codes, my responsibility. Personal power, empowerment, claiming my authority, my wholeness, my right to be, my love for me, my energy, integrity and receptivity, creativity, play, silence, rest, nourishment, my willingness to change my mind, take one step at a time, own and bless what's mine, relax, unwind, remember, remind, surrender, breathe, one breath at a time. It's all going to be fine. I might as well enjoy this ride and make it interesting. Now is the time. This is my life, my love for me, the gift I've been given to be, to free and receive, offer, share, live, and dream, express, give, cultivate, know, serve, and be, become, and free for all of me. Take a page or two from nature, watch and observe the natural cycles of growth and creation. Ask her to help. Ask her to help show you how she creates, because she's the master creator, man. Nature, and we're part of her. She's part of we. So let's claim that part of our being, our natural state of being, our natural creators. And that's what we create. We create all the time, but sometimes we're creating things that we don't like, and it's kind of funny. Then we blame it on someone else, And then we just keep creating more of the same, recycling, yeah, through that pain. So what else is possible here? And what else can we create? So number 13, open and set it free. Allow the exchange. Trust the universe to do her thing. Surrender and let go. Let it go. Let it be. Just be willing to receive, to be free, to love, nourish, yeah, and be all of me. Receiving all of me. All my love for all of me. I am willing. I am free. I am open to receive. I surrender. I am free. I am willing. Yeah. I am open. I trust. Yeah. In my ability to receive all that I need. So yeah, it's just a couple of different things to help inspire and maybe activate, yeah, some of that fire, that fire that we have to, yeah, to create and manifest like our dreams and ourselves. Yeah, into being and regenerating, like all of that energy, like to create something new that's more true and aligned with who we really are. And so with all that said and shared and expressed, I thank you for listening and for being here and being all you are. And yeah, happy creating and happy manifesting and happy seeding and planting. And yeah, remembering who we are, loving who we are, knowing who we are, becoming all we are. All right. See you next time. Love y'all. Bye for now.